Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. You ever gotten so angry that you just about, can't control yourself? Well, I had that happen last night, yesterday afternoon. I'm parked at a truck stop, and they're tight, and you have to be slow and careful and really pay attention to what you're doing, but you can get backed into spots. Sometimes you might need a little help, but anyway, the guy beside me had dropped his trailer and disconnected, and we call that bobtail. So I don't know what he had done. I don't know if he bobtailed over to the shop to get something done or what he was doing. But anyway, when he went to back up underneath his trailer, he backed square, at an angle into the front of my truck. So to me, it's not even an accident. It's just being stupid and not paying attention to what you're doing. Luckily, the damage is just superficial. It didn't take out my radiator or air conditioning lines or nothing like that. It's still going to end up being at least $1,000 to fix. And the worst part was the driver spoke no English, and that just irritates me even more because in the DOT regulations, it states that a driver must be able to speak and read English proficiently. This guy, about all he could say was, no problem, no problem. My hood is sprung. It's difficult to close. I have in the center of the hood is like a chrome piece for the grill and the radiator. He cracked that, and he kept going, no problem. I said, I want your information. He's like, no problem, no boss. I'm like, dude, you hit my truck. And I was just getting more mad and angry. And then the person beside me, they said, are you having trouble? I said, yeah. He won't give me his information. She goes, there's a lady driver. She said, I seen the whole thing. I'll write a statement for you. So I ended up having to call the police, state police. They called me back and said they wouldn't come out there, and I explained to the dispatcher what was going on. I said, he's finally giving me his information. That's what I was after, was to have a police officer come out here and maybe explain to him a little bit better that he needs to do this. But the long and short of it is, I was mad, and justly so, and he was acting like, oh, it's no problem. I would drive a truck like that. I don't. I want my stuff looking nice, and looking as new as possible all the time. Take pride in my stuff, just like we should. Take pride in our work. Take pride in our lives. Take pride in how we dress and interact with people. I have bummy clothes for when I load, and then when I get done loading, I put nice clothes on. I don't wear a suit and tie, but I have nice blue jeans, a nice shirt. I look presentable, It doesn't look like I have a job or I work when I get done loading and I'm driving down the road. I just because I drive a truck for a living and pull a flatbed, I don't think I need to look like a bum. And that's another thing that irritates me, is people that won't dress for success, as I've heard, But anyway, that's off of another tirade. But what I'm getting at is that as a Christian, it's okay if we get mad. It's a natural human response to something, just like yesterday. Didn't use no foul language, but I was livid. I was mad because he kept saying, excuse me, no problem. And then he would show me the hood would close. Well, the hood's sprung. You got to work at it to get it closed. Never had to do that before. Couldn't explain that to him because he didn't speak English, and that would make it even more mad. But that's just how it goes. Life sometimes throws us curves like that, and how we deal with them represents how we serve our Savior. That's the way I look at it. So I didn't use any language, and on the back of my trailer, I've got the addresses for Time in His Word and all that, so that if this is my truck, that I'm a Christian. So while I was livid and mad, I didn't curse at anybody or none of that. Wasn't even tempted to, which is surprising because I was mad. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that being mad at something like that, that's a normal human feeling. And we can't suppress them. We shouldn't suppress them. Am I still aggravated? Yeah, I checked this morning to make sure I didn't have my antifreeze hadn't leaked out overnight by a pinhole or anything like that, and all that's good. But when I closed the hood down, it had to work at it to get it closed. I was like, ugh. But in the scheme of things, I got to think of it as it's no big deal. It could have been worse. He could have took out the radiator. He could have took the whole hood off. I mean, there's all those possibilities of what if could have been happening. But what I'm getting at is I was angry, and it's okay to be angry. In Ephesians 4:26, it says, be angry, yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. So the way I read this is Scripture is telling me it's okay to be angry, but there's ways about being angry. Don't give the devil a foothold. Now, this will aggravate me for the next few days. I got to stop somewhere next week and take time out of my day to get an estimate and all that. But it'll be aggravating, but I got to look at it as it could have been worse. He could have drove off. You know, there's all these things, but the main thing I want to get at is this morning is that I did nothing wrong. It's okay as a Christian to be angry when people wrong you. It's how you handle that, and that's what I'm trying to get at this morning. Yeah, he done me wrong, and I was angry. Today's a new day. I've prayed about forgiveness. I've prayed for him that he doesn't lose his job over this, because some companies will fire drivers if they've had too many accidents. They'll fire him. I don't want him to lose his job, but you see what I'm getting at. It could have been worse, and I got to remember that. But I also got to remember that even though I was angry, I didn't lose it as you would per se. But that's what I was wanting to get at this morning. Verse 26 says, be angry, and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. I didn't do that. But 27 is key, and do not give the devil an opportunity. I got to let this go, or if I keep milling it over, then I'm giving Satan a crack. I don't want to do that. So the next time you get angry, remember, it's okay to be angry. Just remember, though, that we're a Christian. Try to watch the language. Don't let the sun go down on us. And more importantly, don't give a devil a crack in your armor, a crack in your life to make it fester and become worse.